It's a material safety data sheet for Enbridge. We just was given this information by an inside guy that works for Enbridge, but he's sick and tired of what they're doing, so I got this information. Crude oil, heavy petroleum crude, heavy crude. So we're going over all the documents right now that were secretly given to us, and hopefully they will help. Here's some of the chemicals that are in it. And let me turn the page. And this is what's scary, okay? Ingestation. Ingestion may result in nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and central nervous system, and depression. Aspiration of liquid into the lungs must be avoided, as even small quantities, do you see that? Small quantities in the lungs can produce chemical pneumonitis, pulmonary edema, hemorrhage, and even death. Do you see that? So they want your kids to get in there. There's chunks of oil that still pop up that are in the mud, and guess what? If they swallow this stuff, it can cause death. Another thing, when they breathed it in for 2 months straight, I mean, some of them have breathed it in for a year, but some of the high levels were for 2 months. But it says prolonged and excessive exposure may cause irritation to the nose, throat, lungs, and respiratory tract, which may lead to headache, nausea, drowsiness, fatigue, pneumonitis, pulmonary edema, CNC depression, coma, and respiratory arrest. Alright, you breathe this in for a long period of time, prolonged and excessive exposure, and guess what? Coma and respiratory arrest. We've had several people that die, and Enbridge has the nerve to say that nothing that they did caused any of that. Their own Msds sheet says that could have killed them. I mean, breathing this in for months, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day for months. Enbridge material safety data sheet, and just to show you, the flash point is at 100 degrees. This can catch on fire just in normal sunlight. Wow, these people were in huge danger. This is a Husky Energy material safety data sheet for premium crude, and this is their address right here. Alright, it's heavy. This is what Santar is, okay? And we're going to get to an area, okay? Chronic effects. Now I want you to put this on pause, and I want you to read this, alright? So we'll set it right here, and go ahead. And hopefully you put that on pause and you read that, because this is some serious stuff. It's very dangerous to breathe in, and it might be hard to read, but it's very important for you. This states that there was a mandatory 1,000-foot evacuation that Enbridge never told nobody about, and that anybody that was tricked into signing waivers by Enbridge before the Senate hearings, they can rip all those up, they can get an attorney, they can still sue, and for their health and inconvenience. So please put this on pause and read it. Alright? Ready? Pause. Okay, I hope you read this, and I hope you pass it along to anybody that you think might need this. This is how serious it is. Look at the Msds sheet, and you will see how toxic these chemicals are and how much they can hurt you. It'll cause death, coma, so many sicknesses, and I'm trying to do something about it. I'm trying to inform the people. Thank you. And this is the bottom half of what you just saw. It's from Congressman Shower when he was congressman during the oil spill and during the congressional hearings. And this states that the alarms at Enbridge were going off for 13 hours straight. Now, we have people that have testified that live right next to where the oil spill is that say it happened 2 days before they're reporting it. So what if that's true? And what if there was 2 million gallons that spilled into the river and Enbridge is lying? What if the spill happened a day before they're saying, 2 days before, and all that oil they're just not trying to tell the public about because they didn't want it to be bigger than what they want you to think it is. So please push pause and read this and pass it along. Thank you. Just wanted to show you December 17th, 2010. Jim Hodsma is the county commissioner, and he received a letter from Enbridge because we went out to some areas. They said they weren't going to clean them, but I kept complaining and finally got them clean. But back then, it says, while EPA believes that nearly all of the oil from the oil spill has been recovered. Alright? They said back in December that they believed that almost all of it was recovered. Well, then after I proved it wasn't, guess what? Now they're saying there's 120 different sites in the water that have massive amounts of oil that they have to clean up, and it might take years. My complaining did work, no matter what they say. Write down this information. This is very important. Lady contacted me from the Valdez oil spill. She wrote a book about all the chemicals, what happens, the health effects, what it has been doing to the residents of that area over the years. She actually told me what is wrong with this kid that I was just introduced the other day at the oil meeting that I had at the Brickyard on August 21st. And she knew the name of the chemical that caused it, she knew the disease, and this kid, he cannot stand up if he squats down. Something's wrong with his legs, it's in his blood, and a lot of people are sick. So please go to this site. You might be able to help yourself or your children or someone, a neighbor or somebody in the community. This could help people in the Gulf and Michigan or any other oil spill. This is very important. Please write this down. Please look at it. Please read it. And please try to tell your doctors to look at some of this stuff, because you might be able to figure out what's wrong with your children.